Welcome to today's class, and today I'll be showing you how to create a poster. So today we'll be designing a poster for a food advert. So straight up, we're creating a new document as explained in our recent classes. So new, then you come over here to document type, click on the international paper, then you come over here and select A4. Then you make sure the resolution is 300. It maintains the RGB mode. Then click on OK. So now we'll be creating a black background. So we are coming over to our shape tool, right clicking on that to get other tools as explained earlier. So we're coming over here. Now look up here, you have fill here, and you see that the fill, it has nothing involved. It has a red line. It means there's no color that can be added to the shape. So we are going to change that. We are going to cancel the stroke. It has a white stroke even though you can't see it. So we'll cancel this. Then we'll put in you can put black for this. If you want another color, you can just come over to the layer panel and double click and change it to whichever color you want. But for the background, right, we are not using pure black. Actually we'll be using something close to black, and the color code is 222627. So we are good to go. And we'll be rasterizing this. You right click on this and rasterize. I've explained to you in other classes, in our previous classes, the need for rasterizing an object layer. So next thing is we'll be bringing in another background. Just listen and watch what I'm doing. So I'm bringing this in. Yes, so I'll increase the size for it to cover the A4 space. So we have this, then I'll be checking this, marking it. So you wait for it to load. Then the next thing is rasterizing this. Then come over to the layer panel. I'll be putting this under the rectangle we created previously, which is our background. Then let me change this to background BG. So what I'll be doing is I will reduce the opacity of this. You can see as I'm reducing it, the other layer under it, which you just brought in, is beginning to appear. So but we want it to shoot just a little. So we have, I think this is okay, 86% is okay, or let's make it 87. Good. So we are good to go. I'm going back to my move tool. We'll be creating a rounded rectangle. What do I mean by rounded rectangle? Come over to your shape tool and right click. You can see the rounded rectangle tool. You click on that. Then you make sure the radius is 570. Just 571 or 570 is okay. Then you come over here and then draw it just fairly big, and then it's cool like this. So like I said earlier, the fill is cancelled, so no color will appear. So I'm picking, let's say, white. Then I'm cancelling out the stroke. Don't need the stroke. So I'm coming over here now to double click on this. Then we'll be using a yellow color, and the color code for that yellow color is FFB901. Now it's not compulsory to start cramming. You don't need to start cramming color codes. But the reason for this is that I just want you to get the exact color I'm using when I give you your assignment. So personally, when I'm designing, I don't use color codes, and you don't need that, except you have been given a specific color code by your potential client. Then click on OK. Rasterize. So we are still on the shape 2, but I want to change this fill to, let's say, white. So we won't have to start changing this before we come over to the layer panel to change the color. So we'll change the stroke. We don't want any stroke, so change that. Then the next thing is, I'm going back to my move tool now. We're shifting this up. You can see the smart guides aligning it to the center, or if you want to align it to the center manually, what you do is press on Control A, Control plus A on your keyboard. Then you see the matching art appearing. Then you make sure you're on the move tool before you do that. Then you come over here, you can see align horizontal centers. You click on that, then it aligns the shape or object or text to the center. So our shape is automatically at the center. Then shifting this up a little bit, I think it's cool like this. So the next thing we are going to be doing is we are going to be creating a circle. And while you are drawing your circle, you hold down the shift key to have a proper circle. Then you can make the color of the circle yellow also. Oh no, let's use white. Should we use white? Okay, can use black. Okay, then you rasterize. I'm going back to my move tool, dragging this, allow the smart guys to do their work. You can see you can shift this up a little bit. Then I'm still going to increase the size by pressing Ctrl T. Then this box, this transform box will appear. Then use your shift key to increase and mark. So the next thing I'm going to be doing here is to insert a, let's try and increase the size of this circle again. Ctrl T. So you mark this. Okay, the next thing is I'll be bringing in a shadow, adding a shadow to this. So we'll be dragging this right here so we can have a proper view. So let's reduce the opacity. Okay, you can increase this, then reduce the distance, reduce the spread a little bit, reduce the spread. Alright, you can see we have 14 here, 38, and then 59. The size, you can reduce this also. Then you click on OK. Next thing is let me check for the name of this pen. Okay, come here, come back here, Control O. So I want to bring in a particular image. I downloaded the picture of a food, a particular meal rather. Then you click on open. So I'll be sending that to you. You don't need to worry about that. So we are opening this on a new window. So what we'll be doing is we'll cut out this plate of this particular meal from the background. So what we'll be doing is this. Come over to the quick selection tool. The quick selection tool. Make sure you're on the plus layer. Then make sure this is marked, just like I explained. And auto enhance is also marked. Then you come here and drag. Something is quite okay. Okay. Something is wrong. Wait. All right. Okay. Increasing the size now. Okay. The size was too small. So let's wait for it to load. So before I continue, just come here. Then you increase the size. No need to increase the hardness. You can leave the spacing at 1%. Then you continue. Just dragging, carefully dragging to select the plate. So just Keep on dragging, then you wait for your computer to do its job. See, we are picking out the plate already. You can see why Photoshop is a crazy software. So I'll come back to the, wait, it's loading. So we're coming to the minus to remove this. We've over selected this angle, so we'll be removing that. Wait, so we want to deselect that part. So as you know, plus is for adding, minus is for subtracting. So you just wait and then you subtract these sides that we've over selected. So that's why you have to be careful, so you won't create work for yourself and waste time also. It might be quite difficult, but you just have to learn it. So it's just a matter of time before you become a guru. So you just have to start, and at the beginning you do a lot of shit, but it's part of the process. No one is born with it. Alright, I think it's fairly okay then. The next thing we'll be doing is, as I explained in the previous video, if you want, while removing the background like this, you might have redefined edge here. Instead of select and mask, you can click that straight. But if you don't have redefined edge here, what you do is come over to select, then you can see select and mask. You hold your shift key before clicking that, then you click, holding your shift key, and once you click, you are going to have this. So what we are going to do is this. So to increase the size of this, you will press the square bracket, not the normal bracket. You have a square bracket on your keyboard. I think I'll have to explain that before I send the video during the class. So you just click on this, and you can see it. So adjust this rough patches. So click on this also. Click on this. First to have something neat. So click on this. Just alright, then you come over here and click on output to selection, new layer. You click on that and you click on OK. So wait for the computer to do its job. So it's in progress. Now we have a new layer, so we are coming back to our mouse tool. Then we drag in to this other place here, bring it in. Then you press on Ctrl T to reduce the size. I think it's fairly cool, but we are not done yet. We are going to put this plate in this mill we have here on the plate inside this circle, inside this black circle. So to do that, you make sure the mill layer is on top of the circle layer. sorry, on top of the layer of the circle. Then the circle is the same as ellipse, so on Photoshop it's ellipse, and I believe on most design softwares it's also ellipse. Then you make sure this is the food layer, this is the circle layer, so you make sure the layer of the food, let's rename this food, enter, it's on top of the layer of the circle, which is the ellipse. Then you come over to the layer of the food and you press your alt key, the alt key on your keyboard, ALT, the alt key on your keyboard. So once you are holding that, you move your cursor a little bit down, and you can see it will change. If you remove your hand from the alt key, it changes back to the pointing hand. So you go back to the alt key, then you click it, holding the alt key you click, then you come over here and drag. You can see it's now inside, so you bring that, so you can increase the size a little bit, holding Ctrl T, pressing Ctrl T rather, holding your shift key. Remember, you have to hold your shift key to avoid a distorted design. So you can just use your mouse button to adjust, because at times the smart guides might just overreact. So we have something fairly cool. All right, I think so. What we are going to do is we are going to group this, the yellow rounded rectangle, the food, and the layer of the circle. So we are on the food layer. We also click the ellipse layer, which is the circle, then the rounded rectangle, then you press G, Ctrl G to group. When you are selecting, make sure you hold the control, and when you are done selecting, just press G to group. So you can see once you hold your control key, you can move everything together. So I want us to increase the size of this a little bit. Ctrl T. Let's be increasing the size like this. Yeah, upward. No, sorry. Increase the size like this from the left, from the corner. So you increase the size from the corner, holding your shift key. I thought I was using another software, so bear with me. Mark this, then you bring this back. Sorry, you have to hold the shift key, because once you click on it, the group is split. You can see the group is now open, so you have to close it. Then hold the control key, or you merge. Once you merge, it appears as one layer, so you can do whatever you like with it. So I'm moving this, holding the control, but I don't want to merge because I might want to edit the components of the group later. So what I'm going to do is press on Ctrl A, so you can make sure we are at the center, then click on this. You can see, and you press on Ctrl D to remove the matching arts. So what we are going to write up here is, we are going back to our text tool now. Let me check. Let me use Amsterdam. Okay, let's use this. And the text color should be white. Click on the OK. So the delicious so I'm going to my move tool so I can drag and adjust this, so allow the smart guys to do their job. So and one thing I usually do while designing is to use the rollers to guide me. So what I'm going to do is, I always love to have a border while designing. What do I mean by border? So just to be secured, in order not to cross, in order not to put in an object where it won't fit. So what I'm going to do is just come up here and drag it like this. It means I don't want anything beyond this roller. I can bring in another one up here, clicking and dragging down. It means I don't want anything. I can also bring one here using the measurements up, so we have something cool like this. I can also bring this here, Then okay, let's continue to our text. Delicious. Then on my move tool now, clicking on this again. I want to change the font to let's try Montserrat. So this time around we'll be using black. That will be BLACK. We are talking of Black Friday, so Black Friday should be black. So that's the concept of design. Just some I move to now. Bring it this here. Black, then Friday. So I'll be increasing this. Make sure you take note of the font sizes and the font I'm using. I'll be giving you the font, but take note of the font sizes. So yours won't be too different from mine. So you allow the smart guides. You can see the alignment of the smart guides. So you can bring the black on top. Just hold the black and drag on top of the Friday. Yeah, it should be close. Then we're coming back to text again, but we're going back to the Amsterdam font. Then we're changing this to white. So changing this to food menu. So checking this. So bringing this to this corner. So let's take it up a little bit. So, alright, I think that adjustment is cool. Then the next thing is coming down here, going back to the Montserrat font, then using this 50%. Okay, let's 50 first. So I'm highlighting this and coming up here to change the color. So I want to pick the exact color with this yellow. So instead of picking a color here, so come over here and click on the yellow. So it gives me the exact color. It's okay. Then I'm checking this, marking it. Coming back to my move tool. So just allow the smart guys to do their work. So, but I'll be increasing the 50. So let me highlight this. I want to increase the font. So let's say 50 or 56. So I'm marking this. Alright, the next thing is 50, then percent. This percent will be in white color. So dragging this to white, click on OK. Then I'll be reducing this to 22 points. Take note, I'm marking this, coming to my move tool, dragging this here. Then to back to my move tool again with the same font size, 22 points off. So back to my move tool again, dragging this right here. Alright, we are good to go. It remains one thing. Get up so we're dragging this here. So just allow the smart guides to help you align that. You can see we have something cool. You can bring it down a little bit with your mouse playing with your arrow buttons. Then do this, come right here, right click on the shape, tool layer, on the shape panel rather. You right click on there, you open the rounded rectangle tool. So you have to just create something like this, and you come over to the color layer, you click. I also want this exactly yellow. I'm clicking on this, then I rasterize this, rasterize layer. Then I'm coming to my text tool. Then for the color of the text, I'll be using black. Contact. Take note of the fonts I'm using here. I've only used two fonts, that's Amsterdam and Montserrat, throughout the design. That's what I'll be using. So you can just change fonts anyhow. So it won't be as if you are designing for a shrine. So I'm marking this, coming back to my move tool. So just allow the smart guys to do their job. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to group this, the contact us layer and the rounded rectangle layer. You can see the rounded rectangle tool and contact. So I'll be holding my control key, clicking on this layer. So we've selected the two layer, then I'll press G. So I'm going to merge it. Right click and merge. So I don't think I'll be editing anything on that again. But let's assume I made a mistake by merging. I can go back by pressing Ctrl Z, and I can go back to again to previous ones by pressing Ctrl plus Alt plus Z. If I keep on pressing that, it will keep on taking me back. Take note of that. But let's merge this back again, just to explain that to you. So we are merging that. Then you can see, allow the smart guys to do their job. Alright, then just type in your phone number. That should be in white. 07, let's do it like this, plus 234 701 8600 253. Back to our move tool, dragging this here. So you can come over to this contact us layer and drag it. Okay. Alright, so you can just go to your text tool again. www.deliciousmeal.com, and you mark, and you go back to your move tool and drag. Make sure it's properly aligned. You can see smart guide assisting me with that. You can take it down a little bit, so it's cool like that. I think we are done. So I hope you gained something today. Then the next time we will be doing is to save this. Coming over to file, you can click on the save as, then food menu. Wow. Come over to type JPEG. You check this, save. Also make sure this is at the maximum, so you can see the size. So if you reduce this, as it will low, you can see the size 339.8 kilobytes. You increase it to the maximum, you can see what you're going to have here, 3.2 megabytes. So you check this baseline standard, make sure it's clicked, not this. Make sure this is clicked. Then you click on OK. Then it will be saving down here. You can see that. So once it's done right now. Then it make sure after saving as JPEG, you also save as PSD, which is Photoshop document, which means you can come back and edit later on in case there's a mistake. In fact, most times after saving as JPEG, I discover mistakes when I've sent it to my phone already. So it helps you to go back and make some little adjustments. Thank you for watching. I hope you gained something. Well, I had wanted to add something previously, which is I forgot actually. So okay, this, let's come back to Photoshop. Control O. So I'm going to open this. Yeah. So we can look. Okay, we can come over to the quick selection tool. Just watch what I'm doing. We are on the minus. Let's go back to the plus. So let's select this. So what I'm going to do is, now I've selected this, I'm going to the move tool. So once I put the move tool on it, you can see there's a small scissors appearing under the move tool. Let me go back again. You can see what we have here. Once I put the move tool on the selected area, you can see what we have. So I'm going to drag this out. I'm taking it to our design. So I'll be reducing the layer using the shift key. So just come putting it here. Then what I want to do is just reduce the opacity to something like 35. Then I can duplicate that. To duplicate, you hold your hotkey and your down arrow button. So I'm going to drag that again just to play around this, do some simple design, duplicating this again, and just come over here. So if I like, I can pick any of these again and add it just to show you that. So press Ctrl D to remove the margin hands. So, but just to show you that that is not part of the design. So hope you gain something today. Thanks for watching. God bless you. So I'll be sending the background, then the pictures of the mail, then the font. I think I sent the Montserrat font already, but if you haven't gotten it, I will be resending that during the class. So you're going to replicate something like this. God bless you.